Hi, team. My name is Paul Raggio, and I'm co-owner with my sister Lisa of One True North Leadership and Business Coaching Solutions. This is our weekly video where we provide some leadership and best business practices, and we do it by summarizing last week's article that we write. And last week's article was titled The Elusive Truth. Now, it sure is hard to find. It's not apparent. It's not absolute. It sits in a cloud of fog, and many of us are blind to it until we really fall upon it or the fog lifts. And the truth is elusive, and the global pandemic has only made it much more difficult to find while our world is temporarily closed. We as a species, we crave certainty. We want to know who, what, when, where, why, and how when confronted with a problem. Asking these questions and seeking the truth for each response is really the basic formula for problem solving. And if you can't find the truth, then the solution to your problem is likely going to be flawed. Certainty creates stability. Stability produces optimum market conditions, and all you have to do is look at the stock market for an example. Similarly, businesses respond like the stock market when the truth is elusive, especially if the company has little experience planning. If market conditions are uncertain, unpredictable, and chaotic, then the risk of that business loss, I guarantee you, will go up. Business leaders actively search for the truth to be found, just like you would in any problem solving. So you're looking at for the who, what, when, where, why of the market, and then you build strategies to exploit opportunities in creating gains. We've had several business leaders ask us, how can you plan through the pandemic? So let me give you an analogy that might help you. Several decades ago, I ran the Marine Corps Marathon when I was at the Marine Corps Command and Staff College. And the absolute hardest part for me was the middle. When you first get started, you're anxious, you're pumped up, your pace is a little bit faster. But then it starts to darken when you get towards the middle and you think, man, is this ever going to end? Once you get towards the ending, you can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, but that middle part is really hard. Oftentimes, your mind will go to a dark place, and then you question whether you even dare to finish the marathon. So many of us are experiencing this same emotion today. We're in the middle of the COVID-19 marathon, and it's difficult for us to see the end of this crisis. So here's some business tools that will help you. Break this down into phases. Now look, phase one's already over with. Phase one was when we were in lockdown, businesses were closed, we were self-isolating. That ended really in the June time frame, and now we're in phase two. Most businesses, but not all, will gradually open under extreme caution and will still be well within the executive orders announced by Mayor Garcetti and Governor Newsom. It's going to be a wait-and-see phase. We're going to wait and see what happens when businesses start to open more and more. If it causes an uptick, we may see a pullback. And this fitful start and stop will continue through the summer. Phase three is likely to start at the end of summer, maybe the beginning of fall. And most businesses that survived will reopen. Virus testing will be more prevalent. Schools will restart, albeit virtually, then restricted, and then maybe even an in-school physical presence. Places of worship will hold limited parishioner services, but still the large gatherings will be prohibited, and we'll still be wearing face masks. We think phase three is going to continue until we have a vaccine and a therapy in place that reduces the mortality rate of COVID-19, and that's likely 10 months from now. That will really be the restart of the start of phase four, the restart of normalcy. What we had a few months ago, yet it's going to be radically changed forever going forward. Now, if you think in phases, completing this COVID-19 business marathon really does become more real, and the truth is not so elusive because you're able to gain back some control. You know, during this time period, you can establish personal and business goals and milestones for each period. You can focus on completing these goals, achieving milestones, thinking and planning for the next phase. And each phase offers some real opportunities to restructure your business and adapt to new ways of interacting with customers in the future. For each of these phases, you should be asking yourself, who is my target market? How do I sell to them? Is my business best structured to adapt to the new environment? Do I have the right strategies in place for each marketing campaign by phase? Are my cost structure, financial reviews, and key performance indicators relevant, informative, and timely? And do I have the right team, and are they trained and in place to thrive? Don't let the elusive truth of today, because of COVID, cause you to make irrational decisions or freeze up. We see a lot of that happen. Look, the only way to complete this marathon is step by step, mile by mile, phase by phase, just like I did when I ran the Marine Corps Marathon. So let's invest the time and let's get after it and do it. That's our business tip for today. Next week we have group coaching going on Monday. We have a virtual meetup on Tuesday, and that's really going to talk about the 5 accelerators, cash flow accelerators. It's a great meetup. You learn an awful lot about focusing strategies that are specific to 5 areas in your business that will help your cash flow grow. Lisa's doing a weekly interview with business owners. The next one is Thursday at 9 o'clock. Tune in. It's on Facebook Live, and you'll get a lot of great business tips out of that too. Hey, we appreciate you watching the videos, and we appreciate your feedback on them. And we look forward to talking to you next week.